Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Hope and readjustment. Love that. Adventure and potential. And the High Priestess, intuition and sacred knowledge, and stability and attainment. Okay, interesting. Have you two in the... That's... Okay. Everything's on the head somehow. Parallel lines, close but not together. But I think this is going to change, right? Because I find it very interesting that this is like... Right? Do you see that? It's like the light is on somehow. Why is it this way? Yeah, okay, so if you take the light bulb in your hand and you plug it in, or you know, that's the way you touch it, right? It's not like it's... But it's out... Is it outside? Why is it out? Okay. So, hope readjustment. This moth is so interesting because it's so spiritual. It's so enlightened. Literally, right? It's just... the snail shells around. There's something going on. I think you are really tapping into your own High Priestess knowledge somehow. I really love that this is a cat in this card, right? Because for me, you know, it's almost a knowledge of the nature, the knowledge of, you know, the ancient nature somehow, you know, ancient Egypt, sacred knowledge, right? It seems to me that you are really tapping into this, and somehow it takes you and others to an adventure, because there are so many... For me, you know, those are all somehow individuals that are looking at you. And they are looking at you like you are this light somehow, right? A guiding light? But or maybe just a... Yeah, I mean a light. It's this... Maybe they are surprised looking at you and seeing you so vibrant. This shouldn't be the case somehow. It's almost like people are a bit in disbelief, and maybe yourself too. And but it shines through. Your light is shining through. It's like you're becoming the light, or your light, because this card also, right? There's the sun here, right? And with this map, and it's all over you, and it feels to me that you are taking on an adventure for yourself, and people are noticing it, and the way it unfolds is maybe stunning for some, people to witness, right? It's almost like you are following a map, an intuitive map. The intuitive map of sacred knowledge. It's like being a cat and going around, on an adventure through the neighborhood without really knowing what's ahead around the corner somehow, right? It's this very intuitive path. And somehow this cat doesn't really look like it's laying on the grass, and if you see, there's a moon also, right? And it seems to me this cat is starting to float. Or maybe it could be, if you want to translate it literally, is that whatever you are doing is starting to grow or expand, or just in a almost unnatural way, right? It's from being guided by yourself, by your own inner sacred knowledge, and it takes you up and gives you somehow, it just expands, it's just big, right? Because it's like with this light, and light, it's like you are plugging this light in, right? Like this, and you turn it on, and somehow it's this beam also, right? We just had it in, I think, was it Scorpio, the last Scorpio reading? With this light beam where like, pew, pew, pew. They're like, you're putting this light out there, and you're just guided by your own sacred knowledge somehow, and it expands in a way that is attracting people. So if you have a business or something, it certainly is blowing up and people are in disbelief of this. But also somehow it's you, it's everything about you. It's like you are becoming a light somehow. And people are maybe surprised and in disbelief about witnessing this, because this shouldn't be the case. Right? It shouldn't be. It's this shouldn't, right? But you know it better, I think, right? That's why you are plugging in this. The meditation card. Oh yeah, look. It's like, I really get the perception of other people. It's just, they're having a blank mind when they look at what you are doing, because it's speechlessness. Right? It's speechlessness. It's like, not knowing, right? It's this, when you put this over the light, you are attracting all kinds of people, and it's an adventure somehow. You know it. It's like you are bridging something that shouldn't be able to be bridged, but in a way that is just, it feels unnatural. It's like, just by being you and following your own sacred knowledge somehow. And again, with this parallel line, close but not together, it's like this. This is also this, right? It's like you are jumping over this abyss somehow. Without anything, just with you and the magic, you with your magic. That's the only thing that you need to overcome this. Nothing else. And it attracts so much, there's so many layers. It's not just, for me, this really looks like suddenly the parallel lines, right? They become one, and it feels to me like this line is becoming here, and this line is going there, and it creates the infinity symbol somehow. And the attraction of this, it's this becoming a magnet somehow, because you are the light. So therefore you're becoming a magnet. And everything just falls into place for you, just because you are light somehow. And it takes you some places. The traveler. I mean, certainly there seems to me that there's a traveler coming in for you. Maybe a traveler? It really feels like but it really wants it. There's so many layers to this, so many layers. So first of all, there's this light that you are shining, and your light attracts a lot of creatures, beings, which are attracted to your light somehow, right? Like this. But within this, there's also somehow a special bee, right? Yeah, it's, that's the typical way of when you are shining your light and you are not being disturbed by anything else and you are just following your own sacred knowledge, right? And, the moon signifies uncertainty, and that's what I said. It's this, you don't know what's around the corner. You are just doing what you do, and maybe you don't know how the path unfolds. It's just, that you just need to do it and follow your own joy and your own knowledge somehow. And it grows roots, right? It's like... Yeah, it just grows. But then this disbelief of others. But you seem so content and almost as if you have seen it coming somehow. Right? Yeah, it's very Zen-like, right? A Zen-like rising. That's good. I mean, that's the way to be. That's the way it's supposed to unfold, right? So if it's a business idea or just something, it feels like something that you are creating is unfolding and expanding in a big way, in a bigger way, in such a big way that it leaves some people in disbelief and speechless, because this is not how it's supposed to be. It's like, yeah. Well, but what is supposed to be, right? Yeah. You know that it is supposed to be like that, because it's only just, right? Yeah. And it's time, so. Yeah, let's, if you find a word, it's yours. Two times obstacles. I think it's interesting because maybe other people think that you should have obstacles, but all you need is magic somehow. Again, obstacles. Direction. Switch gears, reboot, and try a new different direction. Maybe that's... And there's the cat son. Where are you? Innovation. Have fun and experiment inventing something that surprises and has never existed before. Yeah, I think that's what you are doing. You are just being somehow... You're just doing you. You do you, right? You shine your sun, cat sun, right? And again, the expansion of it is somewhat surprising. But this is very interesting because it's so dark somehow. Or maybe you were thinking about switching gears because you thought you needed a different approach. But, okay, so for me, really this thought process of, oh, maybe I should do something else, because maybe you didn't think that it would turn out this good, it's the self-doubt. Yeah, that's more what it is, direction. And you think about do something else, right? But this reading really wants, those cards, they are meant to be argued with sometimes. So for me, this really feels like releasing this thought and becoming the sun. So releasing the doubt and, that's this nasty voice, it says, do something different, switch gears, do something else. How often do you want to do this? Right? And I think you found something that is fun for you, right? And your voice is just telling you, do something else, do something different, blah, 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 and then, this is this darkness. That's why this card is also so dark, right? It looks really, it looks like the same old, right? Maybe you feel a bit about your creation like it's the same old. Maybe you are also craving some sort of adventure, but the guidance here, and this is for me really just to follow your bliss somehow, right? Because this card just really emphasizes the self-doubt and everything that you have in mind that is against having fun, right? Because this card, this doesn't look like fun to me, right? And as soon as you switch and plug in this light bulb and just focus on having fun and what's fun for you, right? As soon as you do that, and also have the confidence to do so, because becoming a cat sun is it's confident, and all the other voices and everything else, it's just, you can just forget that, even your own voice that is telling this. As long as you are having fun and as long as you want to walk this path, right? This suddenly looks like a path to me, right? As long as you want to walk this, as long as you want to do whatever you do, right? Even if it's somehow uncertain and maybe not even looking like a path. But when you look back, it is actually a path. It's this. This is when you look from above at this card. Of course, it really looks like a pathway, Yeah, it looks like this, but your path is supposed to be filled with just fun and experimentations, and by doing so, you invent something. And again, this surprise effect of what I already described, right? It's this, it blows up, it blows wide open, and the sun. The sun, when the sun radiates heat, warmth, right? Things get affected by this. It's also like the effect of a sunburn or just a color, right? The color of the skin. So I think that's the influence, right? That's the influence of the sun. And when you are being influenced by this dark bird somehow, right, in your head, it really feels like you just, the way she holds the head, it really feels like this dark bird is flying away somehow, right? Maybe she's grieving a bit about this, but it's just supposed to be released. It's this last release of the darkness. And if you see underneath her dark fabric here, right, there's this light blue, right? There's this light blue, and it's already shining through, right? And once this darkness has been released, the day will come. And and if you see the difference between those cards, right? That's a whole new landscape. And this doesn't mean that it's completely new, right? It's always, when I think about innovation, it's for me so... It's almost... when we think about ourselves, right? That we are, when we look at ourselves like this, right? This is you, right? And you look at yourself, you see yourself every day, right? You don't see the innovative part about yourself. For you, You are just you, right? And it's what you see every day, and you've seen this for the longest time, right? Because you are with you, right? And therefore it really feels like you are with something not very innovative. But the key to this is to just embrace what you have. The innovations, you are the summary of everything that you have encountered. And by just being that, and with the sacred knowledge, and being that, and also getting the light from this, right? Getting the light from the summary of everything you've ever experienced and everything who you are. You are shining the light. It's natural, with all the nature. It's natural, and to you it really might not appear to be innovative, because how can we be innovative these days, right? It's not that you're. I think that maybe that's the struggle for you, that you want to create something totally unique, and you don't see that you are already totally unique. It's this, when you try to see the innovation within yourself, and you look and you think and you overthink, and you go down this thought spiral, and you search all the time, when all you needed to really see is that you are already the innovation. You are already what you are searching for, right? Because you're already unique. It's just that you personally cannot see this, because it's like you are the sun, but you are also this cat. And when you merge this together and see it every day, it looks like this. It just looks like an old wallpaper, and just boring, and blue. Yeah. But the key is for you, I think maybe that's what this reading needed to show you, is that you just need to plug this in, turn the light switch on, and then shine. And that's all you need to do. Nothing more. And you are already the innovation. And it's not about, it's the innovation that comes from fun, and not from, it's something that has never existed before, because it comes from you. It's even if it's something that you think that others have done before, right? It's still you. It's like painting, right? Million people have painted before, right? 1 million people, or more probably, right? Probably everyone who has had access to paint supplies has painted somehow. Maybe even as a child, but right? But maybe you are doubting that this is the innovation, that when you paint something, right, that this is innovative somehow, because it's just a painting. It's been there for millions of years already, right? So it's not that innovative, right? And I think you really want to have something, create something that is something else than a painting. It's like almost like leaving the structure of the painting behind and doing something completely different. But what this reading just wants to show you is that all you need to do to make it an innovation is that you are doing it. Because you yourself, the way you are right now, has never existed before. And this alone is the innovation. That's all you really need, right? And the rest, even if it's a canvas, even if it's paint, the same paint, it's just you that's different. And that's the innovation. And you don't need to look or overthink or just, go down this dark bird thought process of, I want to innovate something. And by having fun, it's just an example, but by having fun with doing something that maybe 1 million people have done before, doesn't matter, by having just fun doing this for yourself, from yourself, that's the innovation that you needed. That's the only thing. That's already, that is the light that needs to be put on. And it does lead you on a very special adventure somehow. Probably, it takes you around the world, it takes you around the world, and all you need to do is to switch the light on. That's all. It's like sitting in a dark room and thinking about, I wish I was in a room, or I wish I had a house somehow, right? And then you turn on the light and you're like, oh, I'm already sitting in a house. Oh, that's interesting, right? So that's all you need to do. Okay, so let's pull a Moonology card to wrap it up. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, that's literally what this reading is telling you. And it is, it is actually because I think you are doing it, if you haven't done so already, after this reading it will happen, right? This light switch, and it will blow up and people will be speechless by your light, right? So, yeah, and luck is on your side, and look at the mirror again, right? It's funny though, right? It's a look at the bigger picture. Look at this. Your light is going around the world. And all you needed to do is just put the light on. Be the sun. That's all you needed to do. Easy, what? Yeah, so if you see that. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, so let's see who this reading is for. Aries, okay. Yeah, additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.